The tip of the teeth, the tongue, and the lips. The tip of the teeth, the tongue, and the lips. The tip of the teeth, and the tongue, and the lips. Hello. Hello. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. Good evening. That's how I warm up for these. Get my voice going. Get to the lip trills going. I actually can't do lip trills. But hello, welcome to our daily creative challenges. We'll be working in Adobe Illustrator today. My name is Andrew Hochradel. Hello, you can just call me Hoch. It's H-O-C-H, very German. Oh, you just got two of my voices for a second there. If you'd like to follow along, you can right here at hoch.co on Behance. There's a button somewhere here to get notifications when I go live. Or you can follow me up there at hoch.co. And again, just Hoch, H-O-C-H, super easy. Doesn't have to be Hochradel. It's a doozy. Well, welcome back to the streams. If this is your first one, welcome. Hi, Claudie. Hi, Claudie's here. Yay. Claudie and I are doing a stream next week, going head to head, doing some graphic design and branding. Super, super fun. Hello, Wade. Look at all our friends. Christelle. Ooh, Christelle is such a great name. Gregory Wolf is here. Of course, Gregory's here. And our friend Tunk. Hello. Hello. I need to learn how to pronounce that. Is it Tunk or Tunk? Hello, more German names. So thank you so much for tuning in today. We are doing daily creative challenges, and there is ways for you to be involved, right? Adobe is very much about the creative community. That's why we do these Adobe Lives all day, pretty much every day. So let's go over here, and I want to show you some ways that you can get involved. First of all, you can come to behance.net/challenge/illustrator. Drop that link, Wade. This is where you can sign up. You can click this button right here, and it will actually say something different for you, and it will get you notified when every single time we go live with a new challenge. Super fun. So you can see we have been on a journey through space. If you've never tuned into one of my streams before, I like to do a little something called infotainment. I give you a little bit of information with a whole lot of entertainment. We have fun on these streams, and we learn in the process. So we've been focusing on certain tools. We've been using the pen tool, a little bit of the freeform gradients tool, and today you'll see we will... Guys, we are on our way back home. We have one more day until we get back home to Earth from floating in space. But we've come across a black hole, right? It's a little bit of a problem, but we'll work through it today. So today we will be working on using warps and envelope distorts to create a black hole, but text that's being suctioned into the black hole. Super, super fun. So I'm very excited about today. Also on Behance, you can post your work using, oops, here's my page. You can post your work using hashtag AI Daily Challenge, and I will be able to hop in here, sort by the most recent, and see your projects. Wow, incredible project. And if you're posting these, Adobe is taking them and putting them, the best of the best, into a curated gallery. Really great. Also, Wade just dropped this link, bit.ly. This is our Discord, bit.ly/Discord. This is where you can get involved with the community, post your work, and let us know what you're working on and what you're doing, just like George Carr did here. We'll be looking at those actually in the next stream, so stay tuned. All right, I've talked too long. 4 minutes is my maximum, so I don't know if y'all are ready. Of course, we might need to... give some stars and some rocket ships. But let's go to space. Black hole sun, won't you come and wash away the rain? Hello. who made this sound intro? I made the intro with my roommate standing in a field by my house. The sound, I believe, is from a service called Audio that has music that is cleared for YouTube. So pretty cool. All right, let's hop over into Illustrator. So today, again, our challenge. Oh boy, it's gonna be a little bit of a challenge. We've been flying through space, as you can see around us, and today we're coming across a black hole. So I want to show you how to distort and maybe play with that type like it's being sucked into a black hole, right? So let's hop over into Illustrator and out of space. We want to get out of here, so let's go ahead and hop over there. So what we're doing today is our challenge 8, use the warp tools to distort text and shapes as they get sucked into a black hole. So this is a black hole shape. I didn't know what a black hole really looked like or how I would translate it. So this is it. It's basically a funnel or a cartoon going awooga. It's one of those two things. Not quite sure which yet. And y'all, we need to engage those thrusters, and we got to get out of here. We got one day left on our daily creative challenges. We got to start heading home. So we're going to start playing around. And if you don't already have the source file, you can get it at behance.net/challenge/illustrator. And what we're going to do is today we are going to work with this type where it says look out. And we're going to try to get it to look like it's being sucked into this black hole. Now, what we can do is we can kind of play with it and maybe stretch it this way. Maybe we can, do something like this. But we want to make it look very custom. We want to make it look like it is unique and actually having that momentum. So what we're going to do, excuse me, carbonated water burps. What we're going to do is we are going to come up here. There's a couple ways to do this, actually. We are going to go to Effect, Warp, and then we can pick one of these. So let's hop in here first, and then I'll show you another way to do this. So let's just click on Arc, and we'll start there. Whoa. Let's go ahead and reset all these to 0, just so we can see. And we have our preview turned on. So in the styles, we can click, and the styles, there's a whole bunch of different styles. And this is what I love about learning and what I love about these streams is you can go in here and just select whatever you want, and there's no right answer. It's just about creativity. So we're going to go in here and let's play around with some of these. So let's do arc lower and see what that's going to do. We're going to turn on this preview, and then the bend is how much of that effect that we're going to use. So with an arc lower, the more that we pull it to the right, the more that we'll see that arc is happening, being pulled to the ground, right? And then as we pull it the other way, it's taking that arc and pulling it up. So a lot of times, right, you guys will see type like this. It's on a banner or something. They may be doing it this way. They may be doing the arc lower and then pulling the bend so that it's negative. It's taking that arc on the lower side and pulling it upward. And then, and I do this all the time, I'll come in here and I'll just pull this in until it is pretty much where I want it, right? And so now this is a very common effect that people will use for type to have it on that nice little curve. And so you do that with the arc, but we're not doing curves today. We are trying to make it look like it's being sucked into our black hole. So we're going to go ahead and select this again, go to Effect, Warp, and I'm just going to go through a couple of these so that you can see what they do. Arc is the same thing. We'll keep the sides kind of locked in, and then as we bend to this different directions, it will kind of jump rope up and down. Looking at bulge, it takes from the middle and pushes it outward as if it was zooming in. So the middle gets bigger and bigger. So this is great for announcements maybe. Next we have shell lower, and what that does is it keeps the top flat and then kind of flares out to the bottom. Let's take that real crazy. You can kind of see that. Flare or shell lower doesn't really work if you pull it the other way very well. Looking at flag, you'll see this a lot in common typography, is that swoopity swoosh. Technical term here. You heard it from your Adobe mentor, Andrew Hockradle, a swoopity swoosh. The flag gives you that type that could be achieved with type on a path, but it sometimes is easier to do here. Let's do the fish, and I think the fish is actually where we're going to land. So we're looking with the fish. What it's doing is it shows you the shape right here. It's going to be big on one end and then small on the other end. We want to take the bend and do the opposite of that. We want it small on one end and then big on the other. So it looks like it's getting pulled into this black hole. Now, this isn't really giving the momentum that I want. So let's keep going and try some other options. Going through the rise, this is another thing that you'll see in typography all the time that people will use is the rise. Inflate is what we used for to create this squircle. If you're on another one of my streams, Inflate, you can take a square and inflate it, and it becomes a circle. And I think the squeeze might be what we want. And so the squeeze is either squeezing from the top or the sides, right? So if we do the bend positive, it squeezes in from the sides. If we do it negative, it squeezes in from the top. Now, something else that we can do oh boy, y'all. That was one of the worst ones I've had on stream. It snuck up on me. So, let's take a breath. All right, so what we can do is instead of doing it proportionally, we can come in here and play with the distortion. Let's set this to 0. We can do horizontal or vertical, either of those. So if we do horizontal, we start to bring this down. You'll see that it's starting to take the squeeze, but it's only squeezing one side, right? It will squeeze either the right or the left. That's actually kind of fun. So if you do the negative, it squeezes the right. If you do the positive, it squeezes, other way around. Right, and then left. Yes, I'm fine. Sorry, chat. I'm a little phlegmy today. I watched the Ben Platt concert last night, and so I was singing all night at the top of my lungs. So I'm a little phlegmy today, so we're doing some vocal warm-ups. And if we do the vertical, you'll see that it is squeezing at the bottom, or it will squeeze at the top. You can get a really cool Star Wars kind of look like this, like that opening scroll, by basically squeezing in that top angle. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this to 0. And we're going to do the horizontal. There we go. That feels right. So let's hit OK. Let's move this closer to the black hole. And now it looks like, right, it's being sucked in. And now maybe we don't want to say look out. Like it's too late for us. We've already tried. We can come in here and this is actually still live text. So even though that effect is happening, it is live text that we can still edit. So we can grab the text tool. We can select this. And maybe instead of saying look out, it's too late for us. And we just want to say goodbye. And it is going to apply that effect. No matter how we change it, it will keep that effect live and keep adapting to what we are using. And so you can change this type. We can put a shape in here, which is what we're going to do. But I want to show you one other way to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and undo this so that we get our type back. There we go. Another way that you can do this is instead of using those presets, you can do it fully custom if you like. So I'm going to go to Object. I am going to go to Envelope Distort, and this is where you can make with those warp options again, but you also can make with a mesh. And a mesh, you can set how many rows and how many columns, and it's basically going to break this type into 4 rows and 4 columns for us to preview, there you go, for us to work with fully custom. So let's hit OK. And what we're going to do is we're going to lock this in here. And we can see our type, right, that it has the grid. If I grab my direct select tool, which is just A, and I select maybe just these anchor points, as I move them, you'll see that it's basically pinning down at those 4 columns. And as I move these anchor points, it's augmenting that type, right, getting really wonky. So it's one thing to move things around. It's another thing that what happens if we scale just that side, right? Could be fun, so let's try it. Let's grab the scale tool or just hitting S, and I'm going to click and drag out, and you can see that that envelope distort is starting to grow. Look at that. Pretty cool. And so you'll see that it's basically saying go from this size into this size. It's transitioning those. So if we want a little custom, let's select those points. We can shrink this down and really pull it all the way over. And this way we can get some nice variation. I'm going to select the next set, and you'll see as I drag these around, it's basically just keeping that type in that grid as if we're moving and applying it, right? Think of making it a rubber band, and we're stretching and warping the rubber band however we want, and that type will stay the same. Susanna, thanks so much for tuning in. It's been very fun to have you here, and hopefully you're doing the challenges along with us. So I'm going to undo that because I want it still to be perpendicular. There we go. Kind of pull this in, and I'm going to go for like an extended stretch kind of look. So it'll be a little bit less for each one as we get in here, so that it will look like, there we go. It'll look like it's kind of getting pulled in. And something else that we might do is we can select all of these other points and blow them up so that we have it scaling. So it looks like it's maybe stair-stepping into that black hole, right? And we're just using that same envelope. And the greatest thing, y'all, the greatest thing is we can click into this envelope distort. Just double click. And this is still live text. So if we want to, again, we can still say goodbye. And it's very easy to update, to change. It's just changing that mesh that we have created. Hello, J. Mark Bowden. Hello, friend. Hello. We're going to do one more thing and show you that it's not just something that you can do with type. So let's go ahead and we're going to take our spaceship that we built on the first day, which was a very fun project. If you missed that one, you can go back to behance.net/challenge/illustrator, and you can get up on that challenge and make yourself a spaceship using simple shapes. So what we're going to do is we are going to turn this spaceship as if we're flying into the black. Actually, let's fly away from the black hole because we are on our way home, and maybe we'll be getting pulled in. So we have this shape, and now we're going to use the very same things. With this shape selected, we are going to go to Effect, Warp, and we're going to do that squeeze again because I liked how that squeeze looked. So we're going to squeeze so that we have, there we go, maybe we're trying to escape, right? Man, and there's this dimension that's pulling us into the black hole. Oh yeah, let's do that. That's kind of cool. Can we create a mesh on text without converting it to outlines? Yes, it stays live text. Absolutely it does. So we're going to hit OK. We're going to move this a little bit closer, and you'll see that it's still, it is still creating that warp with us and for us. But we can go in here and we can start to edit this shape. So maybe we want our spaceship to have red wings, and maybe this piece in the middle should be blue, right? And so now we can, yes, we're time travelers. So now we can augment this so that it becomes whatever we want it to. We can stretch it out to really give it that kind of being pulled into the black hole effect. And again, it's all editable. It's all been made with that warp. And let's review one more time. Actually, let's do one more thing. Let's pack in just one more fun effect. So with all those, that's great that you can use the presets or you can use the custom. Something else that you can do, which will be really fun, is you can make a shape. So I'm going to grab a pen tool, and I'm going to start here and just make the back. I know I want it to be kind of small, and then I want it to extend out super, super large, right? And maybe in here, I want some extra anchor points that are going to make it look like it's getting a little bit wonky, right? So I'm going to toss in some weird anchor points and think about this as the overall shape that you want your object to meld to. So we have this shape here, right? And then we have our spaceship. We're going to make sure that our shape is at the very front, going to right-click, arrange, and bring to front. Then we are going to go to select both of these and go Object, Envelope Distort, and make with top object. What that's going to do is it's going to take the bottom object and it's going to distort it to fit whatever the top shape is. So when we click this, it's going to look really weird. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. So basically what it's doing is it's warping, right? We can see our spaceship is warping to fit this new shape. The right is the furthest right, the top becomes the furthest top, left, and the back, you get it. So it is creating, with that shape, it is meshing and moving our type. Now this can be a super, super fun thing to do. And this is what I actually do with my personal branding for my editorial work, for my Andrew Hockrada work, is and please play around with this because it's so fun. I'll make shapes like this, just random shapes, and then I'll type out something like, let's do Adobe Live. We're here on Adobe Live. Why not? Actually, let's do Adobe Live. So Adobe Live. And what we can do is, again, right-click, arrange, bring to front. We want that shape in the front. We can select both of these. I'm going to make this text blue. Go to Object, Envelope, Distort, Make with Top Object, and it's going to wreck this type. There we go. That's cool. And it will fill that shape that's on top. And so this is what I do with my personal branding. Let me see if I can show you that example real quick without getting too self-promotion. But this is what I do with my personal branding right here, is that's basically a bunch of shapes that have had that mesh applied to the top object. That's all that it is. Very easy, very simple, and super fun to do. And then we can also come in here, and again, we can keep meshing and moving these around so they do all kinds of fun, weird stuff. And yo, you know the best part still, I can double click in here, and maybe I want to change this to, instead of Adobe Live, let's do Hawk Live. We can do Hawk.live. Right now it's a playlist. You can go there, but it's a playlist. And you can still edit that. It is still live text. So today you can post and make sure you go into Discord. You post your projects. I want to see things being sucked into that wormhole. I want to see weird type. I want to see meshes and distorts. I want to see the craziest things that you can make. So use your imaginations, go on, and really just make cool stuff. There's a lot of people who have been adapting our daily creative challenges over these few weeks, and that has been so heartwarming for me to wake up in the morning and be like, there's people learning. And you could still warp shape text, I think. Okay, hold on. I have 3 minutes. We're going to try that because I don't know if I've ever tried that. If I have here, I'm going to go to Effect. So with type that is already in a shape, and I'm going to do Wave. Yes, you can. So I can augment this text already augmented on another shape. So you can start stacking these and just make weird stuff. Like, who cares? Just make weird stuff and experiment. All right, I need to stop talking. You can get involved, bit.ly/AI Discord. And I need to stop talking because coming up next on our schedule is more me. Yay! I'll be hosting our friend Nina from Weekday Studio. We're working on a brand to help you discover what you can do on your next vacation to Hawaii. Ooh, so stay tuned for a vacation to Hawaii. Stick around. In about 8 minutes, we'll be going live with that. After that, we have our friend Howard Pinsky. Howard, hi. You're great. Also, you have really cool glasses, and your lighting is impeccable. Our friend Kyle T. Webster is coming up a little bit later. And yes, I'm going to grab tea and some water in the next 5 minutes before I host the next stream. And then later in the day, Voodoo Val will be on with Logan Farber. A little bit of plug for some more Hawk content. I will be live tomorrow with Nick Longo at 1 p.m. We will be talking about typography and how to use it in your portfolio. We may also have some free year subscriptions of Creative Cloud to be giving away as giveaways. So tune into that and give us your portfolios. Send them in. Submit your portfolios for review. Hashtag Adobe Office Hours. Wait, if you can drop a hashtag, that would be great. Tweet us your portfolios. Post on YouTube or post on Instagram. Sorry. And then join us tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We will be giving away some 1-year subscriptions to Creative Cloud. We'll also be running a little contest throughout the week next week. So tune in at 1 p.m. Or you can follow me at hawk.co to get the information of our stream, as well as the little giveaway that will be happening after that stream over the next week. So thanks so much for tuning in with us. Again, stick around, hang out in chat about, yes, that is the hashtag. Thank you, Wade. Stay around in chat right here. I'm going to transition over to the next one, to the next stream, which I will be hosting. I need to go do some technical stuff, push a bunch of buttons, get some water, and I will see you back here in 5 minutes. Bye.